What's up guys, and welcome back to our WCW 1995 save, and we're going to run our first episode of the Nitro, well our second episode, and also at the end of this episode we'll run down Saturday night, just Saturday night. I was thinking Saturday night's main event, but that's the wrong company. So for our main event, I think we want something big on Nitro. As you can see, some of our new debutants are here. We've got Barry Windham. Not entirely sure what I'm planning to do with everyone yet. I've been a bit limited because I can't do written notes, which is how I usually plan stuff, which is a bit of a shame. Let's have Road Warrior Fine, and we'll give Lex Luger a match, the new debutant, and we'll have him. Did you have a match, Big Bubba Rogers? No, you can have a match. You can lose to the Lex Express. But that won't be our main event. Our main event will be... I think I know what we'll do for our main event. Something more prestigious. We will do... or something that should be better anyway. Continue their recent feud. We'll have Sting against Arn Anderson rather than Sting against Flair. And Sting's going to win. And this time there's going to be interference. And Flair's going to run in and attack Arn to just really set up that this friendship's, it's completely gone at this point. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yes, I was going to tell you that I'm now doing the series without any notes because I can't write any notes. Well, my hand's still messed up. So I'm going to have to... Sorry, it's actually hurting a bit at the moment. I'm doing this without notes, so it'll distinguish it between my other series as well, so that's something. Orange be attacked by Flair, Sting wins decisive. No, I don't want that decisive. Yeah, that's our main event. But let's make it for the US title, why not? That'll be a good match. US title match. There we go, and then for opener... I kind of want to do another cruiserweight showcase kind of deal, because most of our cruiserweight guys are here. So let's do two face cruiserweights against two heels. Let's do Jushin and Eddie Guerrero, and they can face off against Psychosis and who can they face? Psychosis and Dean Malenko, maybe? If I'm having these two guys, then I'm probably having not that team lose. So we'll have Disco and we'll have Disco and Psychosis lose. Yeah, that's a good idea. And that's just a fun little opening match to get the crowd interested. With Eddie will get the pin over Disco. And we'll keep Psychosis strong on his debut. Pinfall, all-out match, work the crowd. So you go, that's all our matches booked. Now we just need to book our angles. So, we will have a challenge. Let's look over our storyline recap. We had Big Bubba is now feuding with Johnny B. Bad. We've got a Colonel Parker and Sister Sherry. We've got a DDP and the Renegade. Hogan and the Dungeon Doom. Road Warrior Hawk and Kurosawa. And Sting and Flair. So let's have Sting challenge... not Sting. It should be Anderson and Flair. So have Ric Flair challenge Arn Anderson to a match. In fact, maybe the other way around. I don't know. We'll save that to next week. This week, however, we'll have a big 4-man promo by Team Hogan to help hype up their match. So let's see, we've got Hogan, Savage, Lex Luger, and Sting are all going to cut a big promo at the start of the show. And what do we want to finish? We probably want a Hogan thing to finish. Is there just a brawl in ring? could do a 3v3 video to hype up that match. Yeah, we'll do a 3v3 video at one point as well. To hype up Hogan. Followed by main eventers, just Luger. But it's probably better Savage and Sting. Then for the heels, the Giant, the Taskmaster, and Meng. There we go. That's a bit too long actually, cut that down a little. Don't want a 5-minute promo video. Put that in between those matches and we'll add in an angle where we'll have Hogan beaten down by 3 members of the Dungeon of Doom once he cuts a promo on them. So Meng, the Taskmaster, and the Giant again are going to beat down Hogan in the ring. And they're going to stand tall at the end of the show for a bit of a change. And before that, Hogan's going to cut a promo. Basically, directly on the Giant, saying he's going to beat him up just like he beat up Andre the Giant, basically. I suppose he didn't complain about being scripted. I'll probably work an angle in here for one of our other storylines. Let's have a look. Well, Road Warrior, what did Road Warrior Hawk do with Kurosawa last time? He hyped his match. We're gonna have a backstage attack where Kurosawa attacks him and tries to re-injure the arm that he injured. But Road Warrior Hawk's gonna fight through it because he's a babyface, basically. There we go. Very Hogan heavy, a lot like old actual Nitros, but let's run the show and see how we do. So opening segment, Hogan, Savage, Luger and Sting. I think they were the Megamaniacs, or no, they were just the Hulkamaniacs, I can't remember. They cut a promo backstage saying that they're going to destroy the Dungeon of Doom once and for all at War Games. That got an 84, pretty good rating. Then the match had some good action and not much of the way heat. Eddie and Jushin defeated Disco and Psychosis in 7:34. When Eddie defeated Disco by pinfall with Frog Splash. That goes to 54. Psychosis' gimmick is a thrill seeker, so he's just like, he's a risky high flyer. They have great chemistry teaming together, Disco and Psychosis. Oh my god. I need to come up with a name for this team. I'm thinking Disco Fever, because like Psychosis Fever, But, make your own suggestions. We could have Disco Crazy, but that's a bit, it's not as good. I definitely want to make that a team now. Kurosawa attacks Road Warrior Hawk backstage and leaves him down and out. So he's trying to re-injure that arm of Road Warrior Hawk. Take him out before he's even gotten a chance to step in the ring with him. And about the featured great action and a good crowd. Lex Luger defeated Big Bubba Rogers in 12:36 by pinfall. But we got marked down for our poor psychologies. Pez Watley was the road agent. He's not the best. He's also in a JCP so link plug for my own series that you might probably watch if you're watching this. But anyway. He's in that. He's not that great. I don't really use him. Yeah, so 68, so not bad. This is just to debut Luger properly. A video plays hyping Hogan, Sting and Savage, just hyping the Hulkamaniacs and the Dungeon of Doom War Games match. I'm going to have the Giant in the Dungeon of Doom War Games match. He wasn't in it. I don't actually think he'd actually fit into the old War Games cage. I think it is actually too tall for him to stand up in, which is kind of weird to think about. That's going to be interesting. He got 78. And about that featured great action and a good crowd. Sting defeated Arn Anderson in 12:42 by submission. During the match, Flair ran in and attacked Anderson. And that's defense number 5 of his title, and I got 78. So I was right to make that the main event, I think. Basically to build up the Sting and Flair storyline. I almost want to name the Sting versus Flair versus Anderson as like the feud. Like all 3 men sort of in a big 3-way dance feud. That's kind of cool. once we're past the War Games match. Hogan cuts a promo, hyping his match with the Giant. 84, very good. You'd expect that from Hogan. And then to finish, it's probably going to bomb. Damn it, it's not as good, but still pretty decent. Meng, the Taskmaster, and the Giant run in and attack Hogan, beating him down and leaving him down and out on the mat. This is just to set up that, they're not just some bunch of pushovers, they actually are a threat to the Megamaniacs as a group. Or I keep calling them the Megamaniacs. That was Ultimate Warrior and Hogan. Sorry about that. I had like a really bad cough there for a second. Luckily, I managed to mute it before. But oh yeah, also we're in Madison Square Garden, so we're in Vince's back garden. Show popularity up in 9, down in 1. So again, pretty decent show. I mean, the best segments were both the Hogan promos of the show, and our weakest was the cruiserweight tag. But that's what you'd expect given the levels of the folk involved. But anyway, we'll cut it here, and we'll come back for the first roundup of Saturday night. What's up, guys, and welcome back to this. Welcome back. This is all one part. Yes, this is our Saturday night run through at the end of this episode of Nitro. Ooh, you're all impressed. So we'll jump straight in. We've got another debutant in an awful match that was completely devoid of heat. Robbie Brickside defeated Ricky Santana in 5:18 by pinfall with a flying crossbody, and that got to 25. Robbie Brickside's debuted as an old school heel Weasel, which has got quite a good rating. Sorry, I feel like I'm about to sneeze, so I'm like my hand is on the mute button, ready for when I sneeze. In about that had solid reaction, but non-existent crowd heat. Hayabusa and Jushin Liger defeated Lieutenant James L. Wright and Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker in 8:06, when Hayabusa defeated Buddy Lee Parker with a Phoenix Splash. That got us a 48. Hayabusa's mysterious gimmick has done well. So basically, quite good. Also quite good, they didn't have negative chemistry as a team, or good chemistry either, so I might make them a team, Hayabusa and Liger, because that'd be quite a cool team. And about that solid in action, but non-existent crowd heat, D'Lo Brown defeated Tim Horner in 8:19 with a lowdown. This is to make his TJG3 happy. I'm going to push D'Lo, because actually D'Lo was quite a good wee wrestler, so he was. Got an 80 rating for his Angry Young Man gimmick. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. After it, he just to emphasise how much of a villain D'Lo is, he celebrates, but then he stops and sees Tim Horner still down and beats the crap out of him even more, because he's a right villain, D'Lo. And we get another debut. We're getting a lot of debuts in this part. Jericho, one of our new cruiserweights, cuts a backstage promo, basically putting himself over, saying he's amazing. And that got 58, and he debuted his arrogant heel gimmick, which got quite a decent rating too. Then in his match, he beat the jabroni that is Scott Armstrong at this point in an awful match that was completely devoid of heat. Jericho defeated Scott Armstrong in 8:09 by pinfall. I'm gonna blame that on Armstrong, even though Jericho was really off his game tonight. Then we had Johnny B. Bad cut a promo, hyping up his upcoming match with Big Bubba Rogers. He's basically saying, I want to kick your ass, Big Bubba. You jumped me last week on Saturday night, and now I want you one-on-one at Fall Brawl. I want to kick your ass. I got 69, so that's good. That'll bring up our story rating. I'm quite pleased he did that well. And about that, solid in action, but not much in the way of heat. Dean Malenko defeated Scotty Riggs in 7:40 by pinfall. That got 56 again. A lot of these matches are simply to build people up, but as we progress past Fall Brawl, a lot of story development might happen on these. In a match that had some good action and average heat, Booker T defeated Dick Slater in 7:44 by pinfall by Harlem Hangover. This is just to build off the Colonel Parker and Sister Sherry storyline. So they're both at ringside. Colonel Parker's, he's trying to flirt with Sherry. She's ignoring him. Meanwhile, in the ring, he's not paying attention. It's all coming to a head. That goes to 58. Big Bubba comes out and he says he wants Johnny B. Bad at a match at Fall Brawl because he wants to prove that he's better than Johnny B. Bad. And, people don't want flashy, interesting. Well, not interesting. Big Bubba Rogers was interesting, but you know what I mean? They don't want, flashy, over the top characters. They just want ass kickers like him. So basically, he's being a bit of a sod. That goes to 54. And about that solid interaction, but not much of the way heat. The Renegade defeated Rip Rogers in 804 by pinfall. The Renegade makes defense number 9 of his TV title. Basically, Renegade's weekly TV title defense got a 50. Not surprised, Renegade's crap. I took Jimmy Hart off him because they didn't have any chemistry as a manager and client, so I've remembered to take him off. The Renegade is celebrating his victory in the ring when out who comes out but DDP. He runs in and attacks, beating the Renegade down into the mat, because DDP has made it clear he wants one thing, and that is the WCW television title that the Renegade currently has. So he's sending a message, whether it be the Renegade or someone else, DDP's taking that title, Fall Brawl. That goes to 62, so that's quite good. Then in our main event match, in a match that had some good action and average heat, Brian Pillman defeated Johnny B. Bad in 1434 by pinfall when Air Pillman. During the match, we also had Big Bubba Rogers distract Bad. These two have great chemistry and it showed in their performance. That's good. This is definitely a... But these guys did have a bit of a rivalry in WCW at one point, but they always put on good matches together. So I'll definitely do some more with them, I think. Yes, this is just to advance Big Bubba Rogers and Johnny B. Bad feud. Got 78, and also to build up Pillman some more. And then Johnny B. Bad, he appears, but he's in the ring. He grabs a microphone and says that he accepts Big Bubba Rogers' challenge and he'll face him in a match, a one-on-one match at Fall Brawl. That goes to 70, which is pretty good. We'll actually add this in as a pre-booking. Just scrolling past all these all these shows that we'll never have on air. So let's have a look. Johnny B. Bad and Big Bubba Rogers. We'll also add the War Games match in. Now I've decided who's actually going to be in it. So we've got Hulk Hogan, Luger, Savage, and Sting against Meng, the Giant, the Taskmaster, and Zodiac. There we go. Randy Savage cuts a promo hyping up his upcoming match with the Giant, just hyping up our, War Games feud and keeping that going. That got an 86. It's quite a good finish to the show. Actually, I said that wrong. It's not for the War Games match. I booked that, so that match will be on Nitro next week. That'll be probably our main event, maybe our semi-main. I don't know. So yeah, that's the end of this WCW episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of my stuff, hit the subscribe button on my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.